guys, welcome to my channel. Today I will be talking about the 7 things you need to know about Kazakh mentality. The first thing, and I think it's the main that defines Kazakh as a nation, is that we're hospitable. What does that mean? This means that we may meet you for the first time, we may not even know like why are you in Kazakhstan and why are you in our city, but we will invite you to be our guest if we see you somewhere, if we meet you somewhere, or maybe you're going to be just our friend's friend. We will invite you to be the guest in our house and we will make sure you're welcomed. We will cook different Kazakh traditional dishes and like beshparmak. Beshparmak is the main dish in Kazakh culture. We usually cook it for big events like weddings, birthday parties, or sometimes we can cook it for our guests just because we have guests. We like to eat and we like to have guests, and moreover, you probably even gonna go with some treats when you leave our house. So don't be shocked when some strangers will tell you like, oh, let's go be our guest, let's go to our party, let's go to our wedding. It's normal, like, don't be afraid of that. And the thing number 2 is we like to drink tea. We like to drink tea, it's not like we go and just drink the tea. We say, let's go drink tea. And this means, first of all, that we're gonna eat, and probably we're gonna eat a lot. And second of all, it means that we're gonna gossip, like we're gonna talk a lot about our lives, about someone else's life. And, it's like exchanging the news. So, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I think number 3 is we have a lot of relatives. And when I'm saying a lot of relatives, that means we have a huge amount of relatives who we meet on the weddings and on some parties, or like we can even meet them on a train and we don't even know that this is our relative. And this situation happened to me 1 year ago. I was going from Pavlodar to Astana by train, and when I came, there already was a guy sitting next to me and we started talking. We found out that we have some common people that we know, and he was even married to a girl I knew, and I was like surprised, I was like, oh cool, I met this guy, he's husband of that girl. But when I came to Astana and my mom called me like asking how did you get to Astana, and I told her that, oh, I met this guy, and she said, oh, she just said his name, and I was like, how do you know? And she said, he's our relative. And then when I came back home, I asked my granny, and he was actually my close relative. And I told him, and we both were shocked. We were so surprised. And he said, well, it is Kazakhstan, and we just have this saying that probably he might be your relative. So you never know who you're going with by train. So the thing number 4 is we unofficially divide ourselves on the northern, southern, eastern, and western Kazakh. People from the north, we do speak more Russian. And I think it's because we're close to the Russian borders, and it's historically been like this. We can speak like saying 2 words in Kazakh, 3 words in Russian, and that's normal. We're gonna understand each other and nothing bad in it. But if you go to the south and you try to talk there like that, probably the Kazakh people will look like you, something like this. They will not be happy because in the southern part of Kazakhstan, people are more into speaking Kazakh between each other. Another thing that differs us from the southern is the dialect. It's not that we just can say 2 words in Kazakh and 3 words in Russian, but the southern people, their language is a little bit softer. So for example, they say a word shihu, which means to exit, they will say chihu. So you hear that, right? The difference is that instead of she, they say che, and that refers to any words that starts or that has she in it. They will say che instead of she. Another one very interesting, one very maybe funny, maybe not, maybe for southern people it's not funny, but whenever we hear a person from the south, we get, you know, like a signal into our head that this person is probably very tricky. And I don't know why this happened to the southern people, why all like why we all say that they're tricky. Probably because of the Silkway Road that took place in that part of Kazakhstan. I think that's because of the, you know, the sellers, and they had to sell things and they had to be a little bit tricky, so they just got used to it and it got into their blood because it was like for many years, if not for 100 years, right? So yeah, there are of course more differences, but I just told you just the main ones. So the thing number 5, thing number 5 is we like to show off. So we say the Kazakh without showing off is not a Kazakh. We tend to be in trend. We like to have the latest phones, latest computers, latest cars, latest I don't know, wedding shows. And everything we do is mostly connected to showing off, to have the fur coat, and not just to have an ordinary fur coat, but to have a very expensive fur coat. And that's how, I'm not talking about all of the Kazakh, but 90% of people are like that. They like to show off, they like to show their wealth. And sometimes this wealth is not like real. Sometimes people, when they do the weddings, they take huge loans from a bank, and then their children might get divorced in a month, but the poor parents, they're gonna be like paying these loans, you know, for the next 10 years. But they showed off, you know, they made a wedding, they showed off. It's not a shame for them to look into their relatives' eyes, or at least that's how most of the people say, you know, it's going to be a shame. And this is another topic, but I'm not going to be talking about this. Finally, we move to our 6th thing that you need to know about the Kazakhstan is the Kazakh girls. When I say Kazakh girls, I mean all of the girls, all of the nationalities that live in Kazakhstan. So the girls, we like to take care of ourselves, and when you come to any city of Kazakhstan, you will find a lot of beauty salons. They will be just everywhere in all of the houses. They will be standing separately. You will see the writing beauty salon, spa salon, and be sure that these salons will have all of the procedures, massages, manicure, pedicure, you know, drawing the eyebrows, making the lashes, making your lips bigger. They will just have everything, and I cannot say that we're crazy about how we look, but we are into this thing, you know. And again, it's not like all the girls, but 90% of the girls you see here will look very beautiful. They will be wearing the high heels, and not only to the parties or weddings or to any official things. We will be going out on the high heels, even to work, to supermarket, to buy some small things, to drink coffee in the shopping mall. We will do the makeup, we will do our hair, we will be wearing beautiful dresses, and you will be seeing these girls everywhere, just everywhere, in the supermarkets, in the cinemas, in the restaurants, cafes, just going out to the streets. The girls like to look good here, and they do, I guess they do a good job. So, and the thing number 7 is we're always late. We're always late, like everywhere. If it refers to the parties, to the like weddings, birthdays, we have this saying, if you want us to come in time, you should call us 1 hour in advance, because we probably will be late at least for 1 hour. So for example, if you're having a party at 8 o'clock, you should tell us to come at 7 o'clock. And be sure that by 8 o'clock, 8:30, we're gonna be there. This is the end of my monologue about the 6 things you might be interested to know about Kazakh mentality. I hope you liked it, and I hope when you come to Kazakhstan, you will have more information rather than you had before seeing this video. So thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe, and if you have any comments, please write it down below. Bye.